Okay, let me make sure my audio is coming in okay. I went ahead and muted everybody else's mic, so we're not going to have that feedback coming in. Someone still has their mic on. So just like last week, if you leave your mic on the whole time, we'll get that feedback loop. So, okay, great. We had about 11 sign up for this particular session. And I noticed that I had to change the time again this week because we didn't really have many signing up for the morning. I noticed we got much more when I made them in the evenings, and I think it fit better with people's work schedules and other things. So hopefully we'll get everybody in this, get everybody in that signed up. Like I said, I had about 15 that signed up, and we have about we only have 4, but we're going to go ahead and get started. Hello, Antonio. Hello, Tiffany, Thomas, Ernesto. Great to see you. If you've muted your mic, I'll go ahead and take the mute mic off, and let's see. Okay, that's a little better. That way I don't have to mute everybody. Does everybody have a way that they can talk or have headphone or a headset of some sort?
Yes.
Good. I think it helps. You know, it's our only live time, and it's a great time that we can actually connect with one another. I'm going to go ahead and mute the mics because there's still a lot going on in the background. But I can hear you. You just won't be able to, no one else is going to be able to hear you, and this will actually limit all that feedback by doing that. If you can figure out how to go ahead and do your mic, that's great. Instead of keeping the mic on, what you can do is just push the button, you know, when you want to talk. Otherwise, leave the mic off. Okay, we have one more coming in. Awesome. I'd like to give everybody 5 minutes to come in. Okay. All right. It's not too bad. Okay, good. Let's see how far we can get with that. Yeah, I want to spend time looking at a couple things. Primarily, I want to make sure that everybody's okay. Number one, with the assignments. And for this week, we're also going to take a look at the LexisNexis database and the EBSCO library databases. This is sort of a review from last week. Did everybody have an opportunity to read through some of the assignments this week and are participating? And one of the big things, of course, this week is about making sure that when you find things online, these are actually coming from credible sources. We'll take a look at the 10 CCs this evening. Make sure that you understand how to get that article. If you've not had an opportunity to look at it, it's a really good article. We're also going to look at we'll kind of overview the 2.4 misinformation debate assignment. I know there can be some confusion about that sometimes, so we'll have an opportunity to address any questions about that this evening. And we'll look at the evaluation guide. Now, hold on, I can tell mics are still, I'm going to go ahead and mute them. Okay, so this evaluation guide, there's a shortened version of this in the 2.5 assignment, but it was still prompted by the 10 C's for evaluating internet sources by Betsy Richmond. It's really important that it doesn't really matter what degree program you're in. If you have the ability to search information and content for its authority, its credibility, its currency and continuity, its content and its bias, and provide something and something in reference to its references, citations, and links. And it's also a good idea to be able to evaluate its navigation, as well as copyright. So we'll look at that. This is a shortened version of the 10 cc's that goes with the 2.5 assignment. So we're going to look at several things, but let's go ahead and start with a couple questions I have up here. So what I want to ask you is, when you're looking for sources on the web, is there any evidence that the author of the web information has some authority in the field about, whatever they're providing? What are the author's qualifications, credentials, and connections to the subject? So let's go ahead and stop right there. Now, I want this to be sort of a hands-on activity. So what I want you to do is go find something that's relevant to what you're studying here at Full Sail. And then I want you to come back and I want you to post the URL here into the text box, the chat box. And what I want you to try to find is if there's any evidence that the author of that web information has some kind of authority in the field about what they're talking about. So let's go ahead and everybody take a little time. Let's do about, let's take about 2 or 3 minutes. Go find something that's relevant to your own field and bring that URL back. And I want you to paste the URL into the chat box. And that's really all we'll need. And then I'll have you actually try to figure out, and we can actually all go there as a class and see if there's any evidence that the author has the authority to talk about what they're talking about. Okay, so 2 or 3 minutes. Go ahead and find a URL relevant to you and your degree program that you're going into here at Full Sail. Okay. Let's see, my audio is coming back. I think that we just got audio back. Audio coming in okay, guys? Yes. Okay. Thanks. Thanks a lot, Thomas. Tom, let's go ahead and look at this first one. You can still keep collecting them. This is from Thomas from Huffington Post. Thomas, go ahead and tell us what this article is, and kind of provide us with a little bit of insight into um, why this article, number one, is relevant to you, and whether or not you think it's credible.
Everybody hear me?
Yes. Yes, we hear you.
All right, cool. So the reason why this article is important is because my recording art, I need to be able to sell my music, and if I can't sell my music because people are pirating it and getting it for free, I'm not making it.
Mm-hmm. Looks like we're still having some audio issues. Yeah, it looks. I think we lost audio again a little bit. I got to hear exactly what you said, though. So, what are the solutions to this for recording artists? Yeah. Well, yeah. You can go ahead and talk, Thomas. I've got audio came back.
I mean, the only real ideas that I can think of for people to stop pirating is if they lower the cost for how much music may cost. I mean, that's the only real thing that I can come up with as to
Did,
why we would stop pirating music.
did you already read this article, or did you just find it
Yeah.
tonight?
Yeah, I've already read it. That's how I found it so fast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Excellent. No, that's fine. That's great. What did you get out of this article? And is it a valid article based on the author's credentials, or something that would tell you that this is actually um, something that's credible based on the evidence, of the authority of the author, as well as the author's qualifications, credentials, and then overall connections to the subject. So in a way, I guess what we're asking is, who is Rick Carnes, and does Rick Carnes have any credibility? I will sing to you. Okay, I think audio came back again.